Welcome to Winning STL, where we have conversations about how St. Louis can best compete and win in the battle for talent, jobs, growth, and equity. Winning STL is presented by Purina, who creates richer lives for pets and the people who love them, and has proudly called St. Louis home since 1894. Today, I'm speaking with Kathy Osborn, President and CEO of the Regional Business Council. Kathy embodies the RBC's mission to unite and engage members to act on high-impact business, civic, and philanthropic affairs to improve the St. Louis region. I should mention I'm a proud member of the RBC and can personally attest to their good work. Kathy, thank you so much for coming here. Pleasure to have you.
Good to be here. Thank you.
So Kathy, you've been leading the RBC, the Regional Business Council, this is the 25th year, I believe.
That is correct.
And I have to tell you before we get into this that really it was attendance at RBC meetings and Greater St. Louis and the Sports Commission that really brought this idea to life. It was, wow, there's all these smart, passionate people who are really doing everything they can to move this region forward, and their stories should be told. So thanks for the idea.
Oh, good. Well, thank you.
So tell us about, for people that might not know the RBC as well as I do, what is it, what does it do, and your experiences with it?
Sure. Well, it was started 25 years ago to expand business leadership in St. Louis. And so we're an action-centered organization. You mentioned something earlier about high impact. So we don't take on things that are easy. Right. Those will get done.
Right.
We take on usually complex issues that will take often a number of years in order to see the kind of progress that we want to see. We're very collaborative. We work behind the scenes. So, we don't need a lot of PR. Mm-hmm. We don't have a fundraiser. The members support what we're doing. And it's really about the members, just a wonderful group of people who are committed to St. Louis and want to see St. Louis grow and develop.
And I think it's interesting, we're talking off camera, regional is in the name, and regional is something that in the last few years has really gotten a lot of attention, that this is an important thing for this community. So this is something I think you were a bit ahead of the curve on. So tell us about, this is not just about the city or the county or St. Charles. It's about everything, isn't it?
It is. And, our thinking at the time was that, if any of us when we all travel and somebody says, where are you from? Mm-hmm. Typically, most people in this region will say St. Louis, right, because that's recognized. But we're a number of different parts of that entire experience. So for us initially and still today, we thought it was very important to have members from different parts of the region because they would bring a different perspective perhaps. They would have different ideas about how we come together to work together. And I think a lot has happened in that period of time. We tend here to be negative about things.
We can do that.
We tend to say, oh, we're not doing this, and this. And there's a lot to be done. But the truth of the matter is there's a lot of good connections happening today.
Well, let's talk about that. It's a good segue. What is working that we might not pay enough attention to, that we are getting results in, and maybe with the leadership of the business community?
Sure. We just did a strategic plan, and out of that came a clear sense of who we are and what we want to be and what we aspire for the region. And in our perspective, there's really three major things. Everybody deserves a good education, a path to a career, and then a safe community. So those three things are the really key priorities that we focus on. All three of them are complex.
Right.
For instance, when we started this out, a path to a career was really talking about college. For the last 6 years, we spent a whole lot more time talking about jobs where you don't necessarily need a college degree. Mm-hmm. Both equally important, but sort of a different emphasis and a different route to those different career paths.
Kathy, I know that you are extremely passionate on education. I know you have a background in education,
yes.
but from hearing you speak in the past, I know that you see that as really the building block, whether it's prevention one day for crime or whether it is building a talent base. So what do we need to be doing in education? And maybe what are we doing well right now that we should be sharing and duplicating?
Sure. The cycle of poverty, in part, creates the cycle of crime, of people not really knowing what's the meaning of life for them.
Right.
Education is that first thing. So we believe very strongly that everybody, no matter where they live, needs a good education. Right now, we've made a lot of progress in a number of areas. I mean, some of the schools, for instance, in the St. Louis public school system, people don't talk about enough. They make the top list in terms of the best schools in the state of Missouri. But there's still work to be done in those neighborhood schools. And we've committed to work with them on how can we, as a business group, because you understand, it doesn't make a lot of sense for business to go into education and say, we're here to tell you what to do. No.
Probably wouldn't
We're
work very
here
well.
to learn from you, and we're here to say we need our children to be educated. So I think we've got a lot of innovative things going on right now in education, and then we've got some districts that are troubled, that need improvement.
There seems to be, in terms of our employment future, there's focus on advanced manufacturing, geospatial, among other areas. Put on use your crystal ball. Where do you see our region in the next 10 to 15, 20 years? Do you see those areas really developing? And do you think that's a smart place for us to, to kind
Absolutely.
of bet
They are developing. And once you put in the kind of infrastructure, for instance, NGA is going to put in, that's going to be there a long time. So no, all of those areas are important, and some of our traditional employers are equally important. And what they need is a talent. And if you think about it for a second, St. Louis, like other areas, wants more talent. Companies are still hiring. They want people coming in. But if we only go to the places we've traditionally gone to find talent, it won't be enough. I've talked to many people. Let's just take an example of somebody who gets the entry-level job at Dobbs.
Okay.
I've seen people talk about that job like somebody else might talk about graduating from college and getting that first job at an accounting firm. So we've got a lot of jobs like that, or ones like NGA, that need more education and training. And the more we can broaden our workforce by bringing in people that haven't been in the game, the better this community is going to be.
It all comes back to education.
It does.
What a great place to, I think, wrap this up with, because I know it's such a passion project of yours. Kathy, appreciate your time, love your optimism, and appreciate all the good work you do. Thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity. Good to see you.